Hey, Triple F fans, have you ever thought about charging everything on a credit card to get those free points? Have you heard your friends talk about all the free trips and free stuff that they're getting from the airlines and from other vendors because they're charging everything on a credit card? You may or may not be able to do this, and we're going to talk about strategies for when you should be able to do it and maybe when you shouldn't be able to do it. And we're going to talk about it next on Triple F. And if you're interested in it, we're going to give you a path to success if you really want to do it.
David, what's happening?
Hey, I'm looking to charge some stuff on my credit card.
What?
Yeah, man.
Is that possible? Are we allowed to have credit cards?
You know, I preach not to ever use credit cards, but the more I keep hearing about people and the points and all that stuff, I'm thinking,
Are you going over to the dark
to
side?
the dark side.
Oh man. I hope you've got some safety rails that you're going to apply to the group.
I do.
We've been preaching for this whole time to get rid of that credit card high interest debt.
No, Tyron, the one question I constantly get when I start talking about finances and what have you, and I'll get people come in here and they have debt. And the one thing they ask me is, should I charge everything on a credit card for the travel points?
That's
Now,
a good
I don't know
one.
if they think that's how they're going to get rich at some point
Mhm.
or what, but that's the one big question I get almost all the time. And so today I'm going to explain to you who can and who can't.
Ooh, so you ready? So all you out there, you're
There's
either
a
going to be
yes
one
case,
camp or the
there's a
not.
no case.
Which camp are you in?
The amazing thing is that people already know which camp they're in, whether they should or shouldn't, but they do it anyway. So it's just a huge trend right now. All these credit card companies have just massive ad campaigns, and people hear their friends getting free trips and all this from credit card points. But we're going to talk today a little bit about what should you do it or should you not. So first of all, just to let you know, I am a financial counselor. I'm not your financial counselor, but I'm a financial counselor.
He's my financial counselor.
Financial counselor. So first, let's just talk about some of the facts. So nobody ever became a millionaire by accumulating airline mileage points. Does that make sense?
That is very true.
Nobody ever didn't become a millionaire because they did it either, but nobody ever sat down and said, I think if I charge a bunch of credit cards and I get all these airline points, I'll be a millionaire one day. It just doesn't happen.
I did get some nice luggage from airline miles in my previous career.
Is it you still have the luggage?
Yep. I still use it. I'm going to use it tomorrow when we go up to Dallas.
There you go.
Yep.
And for an overwhelming majority of people, I would say it's a bad idea. Okay. Because normal in America is a bunch of credit card debt and a bunch of just debt all over the place. And so, we're going to talk to you about maybe how you can clean that stuff up, but you got to become fit first before you can do this whole credit.
Financially fit.
So, and you already know whether or not you're in a position to do this. Really down deep, you already know, right? So if you don't have a fully funded emergency fund, this is really a kind of a no-brainer, no beginner. You shouldn't even start doing it. You have to have an emergency fund because you have to be able to pay that credit card off every month. Right? And so for those that can pull it off, and we're going to talk today about how you can pull it off, it's going to be it's more of a feel-good thing. It's not really I'm going to get rich, great financial move thing. It's kind of more of a, hey, I got, a few $100s off on an airline ticket.
Yeah.
I got a new set of luggage. You felt good when you got the luggage, right? Yeah. But it didn't change your life.
Oh, I felt cool because it kind of, in the travel that I was doing, there is certain indicators that you are like a legit traveler. Like there's certain luggage types that if you have that kind of luggage, then you're sort of in this group. And so, it's good for the ego.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason we're even talking about it today is because I know it's a popular thing. So I know that a lot of people are doing it. Secret, I kind of do it some too, but you have to be in position. So we're going to talk about it. So let's just assume you're interested in doing it. I'm going to lay down two scenarios to you. The first one is the yes case. Feel free to go ahead and do it. The second is the no case. People that probably shouldn't do it. And so we're just going to
probably a majority of you.
Yeah, that's probably the majority of them. It's enticing. It's a genius marketing move by the credit card companies. Let's talk first about the yes case for charging everything on a credit card. You can get some travel points or cash back or whatever. The number one rule is you have to pay your balance due in full every month, a single month.
That's the guardrail.
That's the guardrail. If you're going to use a credit card for all your expenses, it's usually better than a debit card. It's got a lot more insurance protection and what have you.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to pay it off every single month. If you miss 1 month of paying the thing off and get hit with 20% interest, it'll wipe out almost anything you're ever going to get from the airline ticket miles. I've known people like this. I've worked with people. They come in, they have $10,000 credit card balances. They're paying interest every month at 25%, but they're working towards that free airline ticket at some point. And I said, you've already paid for that months ago. So So that's the first rule. But the reasons that you can do it is there are rewards. You get rewards for buying things you were going to buy anyway.
Yep.
Which is kind of what I do. I kind of put bills on there, and I kind of put the stuff, groceries
Yep.
and gas, the stuff I'm going to buy anyway. And it makes it pretty convenient. Today's world, cash isn't very convenient. So credit cards are very convenient. You make hotel reservations. I mean, it's just good to have a credit card, I think, and just makes things easier. It gives you protection also. You know, if something doesn't work out, a purchase doesn't work out, you know, they refund it for you. They help you with the refund.
Yeah. Yeah. In our business, we run most of all of our reoccurring bills and obviously all of our expenses purchases through the card, through our credit card, business card. And then at the end of the year, that accumulates a tremendous amount of points. And then you can cash that in for, travel.
It helps you track stuff too. Probably helps, gives you a little track record of your expenses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So it has some superior fraud protection. You know, if a debit card is skimmed, the money's coming out of your account. If it's skimmed off a credit card, the credit card company is going to go get that money back for you. So it makes it a little bit safer. There are sign up bonuses. I know if you sign up for say United card, United Explorer card, and any of the airline cards,
500,000 or 50,000 miles,
50,000 miles, 60,000. If you spend 3,000 in the first month, you get another 20,000 points. And so, unfortunately, it takes about 300,000 points to ever start getting any money back. But there are sign up bonuses, and you get some cash back. You get $500, $1,000 back. You know,
it's good during Christmas.
Yeah, and there are some consumer perks, and I kind of use it for that too. You know, the airline lounge access. When we go there to the airport, you got a 3 or 4 hour layover. You have lounge access, free rental car insurance. You know, like I talked earlier, if you have damaged items that you purchased, you know, they help you kind of get that money back.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of these credit cards, they've become very creative. They've made a lot of perks out there that are very attractive to a lot of people.
And when you look at the consumer debt, the amount that's out there right now, you'll see it's working very effectively.
It's working very effectively. I mean, they can get 10 new signups for a card, and 8 of them are probably going to carry balances. 2 of them are going to pay them off every month. And trust me, you're not getting anything free. You're not getting over on the credit card companies on this stuff.
And you see it every time you go to Academy or you go to anywhere like that. They always are promoting at the register, hey, if you want to get 15% off of this purchase, all you got to do is just apply for this card. It only takes you 2 minutes to do it. Right? You're just constantly bombarded by this opportunity to have more debt on your hands.
Yep. The more you charge, the more you get. So I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, what is the no case? So it's kind of the opposite of what we just talked about, the yes case. So when should you avoid this practice? You should not purchase everything on a credit card for airline points or any points. And you shouldn't charge at all. If you carry a balance, like we said, because the interest rate is usually 20+%, it'll instantly wipe out the value of any 2% rewards that you may get off of a credit card. Convenience fees. Some companies, when you pay with a credit card, they're going to charge you 2.5%, 3% convenience fee because they have to pay that. Some people don't understand that when a company accepts credit cards, Visa, we
accept it. Yeah, that's what happens at our gym is that, we try to get people to use ACH or a bank routing number and account number because it's cheaper. But we know that so many people are in this camp of, yes, they want the points. And so we offer that service, the convenience service, but we pay for it. We pay that 2 or 3%.
Yeah, that the MasterCards and the Visas get.
Yep.
So if you can use a debit card, it's best to use in those situations, like just for that. I mean, it's not a lot, but over time, a lot of the purchases you make, and not everybody offers, charges you more for that. Like Tyron was saying, you can go to the store, you don't really see that 2 to 3%, but it's a lot of times if I buy something and it's from a local business, not a chain business, a lot of times I'll ask them, I said, if I put this on a debit card versus a credit card, is there a discount? And probably 50% of the time they'll say, oh yeah, I can knock 2% off or 3% off of your bill, if you're going to pay cash or pay debit card. And I'm old enough that I still pay cash every now and then, but I kind of throw them for a loop, when I pull cash out of my pocket.
Like, what's that?
And to me, and then another reason why you should not, and it's one I kind of ran across years ago, is called the credit card effect. When people used to carry cash in their wallet, you pay by debit, you instantly feel the pain of a purchase. When you're just flipping a credit card out there, it's kind of a proven study. You can spend 12 to 18%
way more
every month because you're buying impulse purchases, because it doesn't hurt to put stuff on a credit card. You don't have to pay for it.
You don't feel the pain of it.
You pull cash out of your wallet, you throw a debit card, it's going to come right out of your checking account, and you're going to think twice about the new pair of shoes or the shirt you're buying or whatever you're buying.
Delayed consequences.
Yeah, delayed consequences. So It's called the pain of paying. And so nobody likes to have to pay today. They really want to put it off. And so they just increase spending. It's just much easier to use a credit card. And then the last thing we touched on it in our podcast a couple of weeks ago on credit scores is your credit utilization spikes. I'll put things on a credit card, and if they take a picture of my credit picture at any point during the month, the bank, it'll show that I have a big balance, even though I'm about to make a payment in the next couple of days to pay it off. But it can spike your credit score. So if you're right around that time of buying a house, trying to get financing for a car, cars are pretty easy. But if you're in the market for a house and you're in the middle of a mortgage deal, you can get a credit spike right in the middle of that process, that approval process. So you need to be careful, especially around those types of times when you're trying to buy a house. But overall, if you have unless you can pay it off every month, unless you have some big savings balance, you really don't want to do this whole thing, because the points are not worth it, some of the pain. But let's say, okay, David, I hear you. I'm going to do it anyway.
I hear you, David. I'm going to do it anyway.
How can I be successful? You asked me, how can you be successful?
If I'm going to do this, how can I be successful so I'm not losing my butt on interest rates?
I'm going to tell you.
Thank you. I want to know. Tell me.
Automate your payment.
Okay, that makes sense.
Set up auto pay for your statement balance to ensure you never pay any interest. Don't set it up for just a minimum amount. Set it up for the whole statement.
The statement balance.
That's why you need a nice big savings account in case you don't have the money in your account. You can transfer it over there before the statement becomes due. The payment becomes due. Treat it like cash. Don't let your credit card balance grow larger than your available cash balance in your checking account. So carry a larger checking account balance. Sometimes people at the end of the payday, they'll only have $200 left in their checking account. But if you can establish a larger base, keep $4,000 or $5,000 in your checking account as like a backup savings, a cushion, then that ensures the money's there when the credit card company makes a draw in your account. And then finally, the under 30% rule with the credit score. If your credit utilization gets above 30%, if you have a $10,000 available credit and you go over 3,000, it's going to be a ding on your credit score. And again, it's probably going to be temporary if you're going to pay it off, but it's still a ding for that month. And they only look at it usually like once a month. And so again, if you're in the middle of a mortgage process or some new credit line, it's going to be hit, and they're going to see that. So the summary is, if you are very disciplined with a budget, you have a nice big fat emergency fund, go ahead and put everything on a credit card if you must. But if you have ever, it's a lot kind of like being kind of a drinking problem. If you've ever struggled with credit card debt or impulsive spending, just say no to the points, because they are a trap. And these credit card companies are very smart, and they understand this stuff, consumer behavior. And they know that if they send out enough notices, they're going to get enough people carrying balances over, and they make a ton of money. If you ever look at the financial results from a JP Morgan or a Bank of America or any of them, they have tens of billions of dollars of interest. That's their biggest income line item.
That's their business. That is their business.
Loaning
interest, loaning money.
They pay for their money, they pay like 2% to get the money, and then they're charging 25%. When you tap your credit balance.
Yeah, and if you're watching this video, then you're likely not the kind of people they like, because generally when we're on these podcasts, a lot of times we're just preaching to the choir, the people who know these things already and maybe just want some encouragement or reminders. But in general, the credit card companies don't want you to be watching this material, because they want you to fall into all these traps that they've set for you.
Yeah. I mean, they don't make a ton of money. They make a little bit of money when you just charge on the credit card, but their big money comes from interest. Like they get the 2 or 3% convenience fee when you use the money, but then they're out the money for the month. And then when you pay it off every month, you're not paying them any interest. So it kind of cuts into that 2 to 3% profits they're making from the retailers. So understand the game. Understand it's not a way to become a millionaire one day. It's not a way to retire one day. But if you want to have some fun with it, go ahead. Just really don't fall into the traps of carrying a balance. So
I agree.
That's our message for today, man.
Good. Nice,
nice, quick, and
yeah.
I can't spend too much money on here telling you to go into debt, because my whole thing is getting people
get out of debt.
So
yeah. I want to answer the question at some point in the future: should you pay off your home?
Should you pay off your home?
Do we do the Dave Ramsey thing and go all in and pay it off, or do we do what everybody else would tell you to do? That's not Dave Ramsey.
And the answer is going to be on a future video.
I like that. And keep them coming back. All right. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends. We need to grow this base, right? This subscriber base. We need more people hearing this message and commenting. All right. So comment on this video if you watch this, and we'll give you a shout out on the next one we do.
See you next time.
All right. Later.